and this is on 110x, and the issue was to set the default value for the securable property, which used to be new at some point, and now it's correctly applying it. Fix MySQL support, which is a cherry pick from the dev branch to 110x to make MySQL work again. Fixing taxonomy fields attached to user content type didn't work in the user editor. Okay. Okay, so I don't really see here what was broken, but
it was just a markup. So the taxonomy field editor basically didn't display at all, except for the name of the field, because the taxonomy field requires some specific markup structure for the styling or something like that.
Okay, I see. Good. Dynamic form elements names are auto-generated from the given labels. Dynamic forms element names auto-generated from the given label. Get technical name. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Like some Ajaxy behavior to display, to create an element name. Okay, like we do for content types, actually. And field names. Okay, and this one I merged this morning. And the issue is that we're not using string.intern, even though I thought we were. So in the new overload that we have for preventing concurrent calls in the cache manager, we can just pass through. We will just lock on the key, but if it was a string, it will not lock on the key because we are not using string.intern. And the general solution here is to use a concurrent dictionary of sync locks and just lock on this sync lock. Okay. This way it just fixes a bug and doesn't impact any existing code. And Zoltan/Daniel will recognize some similarities with some other path of the code where we do the same thing, or we used to do the same thing. So this is Orchard 1, and I'm unblocked to ship 1.10.2. I was blocked by something, and now I'm unblocked, so we can ship 1.10.2, and I will continue the process of shipping 1.10.2, which was paused at some point for some reasons. And don't worry, if I could tell you the reasons, I will tell you, but I won't. So I will continue the deployment of 1.10.2 without any further ado. Something else.
1.10.2 release, I have some local commits, or actually maybe some commits in a fork that removes C#6 code from 1.10.1 or 1.10x. We should add it to the release. So dynamic completion won't be broken in the release.
Okay, just fixing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
No functional change at all. Just
okay.
Cool.
Let me see. One sec. Maybe I'll be back. Let's see if my machine restarted.
Sebastian, the question: how about shipping a 1.11 release? So.
Yes, also after. We could. Do you want to ship at the same time?
I don't know. It depends on how ready we consider dev to be. If it's in a shippable state, which it.
I think so. We have the features we were waiting for, right? We have we have new features like the glimpse stuff, lots of refactoring, localization, and yep.
But is it merged already?
No, but it was tested by Soteris, not yourself. Thank you. That's okay. We got some people, Benedict, who's Xeno.
And we have OpenID as well.
We have OpenID. Yeah, we have material for 1.11. So yeah, we can trigger that right after 1.10.2. And it will also give us some time to have some feedback on 1.10.2 and maybe some last minute fixes before we ship 1.11. Yep. So let's...
Sounds great.
Okay, good. So maybe two things in 1.10.2 though. I would love, let me see, I would have liked to connect to this one to show you, to talk about it. Yes, good, it works. I just have to restart. So let me show you something on 110x I have on this machine, which is to have it on this. Where is that? Where did I put that? Is it actually? Yeah, no, I was still. Oh, actually, it's displaying a taskbar from. How do I do that? I'm seeing a taskbar from. Close it. How do I see it? I need to resize, but I have too many things showing up. Where is the blue thing? Oh my god, where? Okay, I have it. Now I can see the taskbar, and I want to open that. And I will go on Orchard 1. Set cookie. Set cookie. Sir Stolt, please focus. Because it's about the output cache filter. This is trying to fix some potential caching issues. Let me explain you what it's trying to fix. So we have forms authentication. Forms authentication generates a cookie, okay, which is called SPNet auth, something like this. Okay, this is the authentication cookie. So the first time you log in, this thing has a module which will see that you're logged in and create, we create a cookie that contains authentication information like your user ID, your tenant, and the cookie expiration. Okay, and the cookie will expire by default in our services after 30 days. Okay, 30 days it will expire. So, but what happens? It's 30 days sliding, and this is not an obvious behavior. So what will happen is in 20 days, if you come back, so not in 30, but before 30 days, in 20 days, when you come back, it will detect that it's more than 15 days, which is 30 days divided by 2. And because it's more than half of the time that the cookie for authentication is set, then it will issue another cookie with 30 days. Okay? So it's sliding. And maybe not 30, yes, 30 30 days from the time when you come back. So as long as you go back to the site in these 30 days, it will slide the cookie, okay? And so what happens is, what can happen is that you go on the home page, and in the context that you are caching authenticated request, you go on the home page, you are authenticated. And because we are caching authenticated requests, because we are not serving any user information, that's a choice you can do. It's a checkbox in the settings. It's off by default. We can serve a home page which has been cached, okay, cached. But it's been more than 50 days that you haven't come on the site. So you will get a set cookie is your auth, okay, ASP.NET auth. And if again, if you cache authenticated request, if you have user who will come after 15 days, if you have yet another caching layer, and if yet another caching layer caches the cookie, then you could send an authentication cookie to someone that is not supposed to have it and will be authenticated as another user. So that's a lot of ifs, but to prevent that you are using another layer and that it might cache the cookie, because the issue in this case is that when you set a cookie, if it's a cached page, what we do is we don't care about that cookie right now. We just say cache public and max age, optionally max age, for instance, 60 seconds if you define the max age, okay? Just say this page can be cached and the max age. And some caching layers just look at the cache public and don't care about there is a set cookie and will just cache the full response, which is bad, but apparently happens in the wild. So the solution is for us to prevent this with behavior, to force the behavior, is whenever there is a set cookie in the request, in the response, even if we have a cached value, at least we can serve the cached homepage, but don't set the cache public or the max age, so that we just say on the opposite, we say no cache, okay? We say don't cache it because there is a set cookie. So we try to be explicit about, for the other proxies of the other edge cache layers, that there is a cookie. Please don't cache it. Don't be stupid. Please don't cache it. So that's what this change is about. Well, apparently I again lost this one. So the idea is that if we have a cookie which is set, we return false in the cacheable, one of them. And when we set the headers, if there is a cookie, we set a different set of headers, which is don't cache, because we detected there is a cookie in the current request. Even if there is a cached content, we will serve the cache content, but we will also say any other cache, don't cache it, because there's a cookie in this. Okay, that's it. What did I miss in the comments?
Sebastian, a question on this. Isn't the output cache filter the wrong place to do this? Wouldn't it make more sense to detect this from the forms authentication module and then reset the cache header in the response? Because it really doesn't have anything to do with our output caching, does it?
Yes, it has somehow. If we want to be very good, we should not even cache anything if there is a set cookie, because it could mean it's a data change or data action request response, so we should not even cache anything. This is what the response caching in Untitled is doing. If there is a set cookie, don't even try to cache anything.
I would tend to agree with Sebastian, because what happens is everything we do on our site is dynamic, and I do have occasionally we'll have a problem with the browser caching old data.
And what do you suggest, Daniel? I didn't get quite understood why it will be in the fourth authentication.
Yeah, it's just from what I understood, the problem isn't that we are caching it in the output cache. The problem is that an intermediate cache stores it.
Wait, no, the problem is also with us. Let me re-explain that. If I can find that. Where is it? Where is my notepad? So, I opened it on the other one this time. Oh my god, this one. So the issue is that we are setting cache public. We in the output cache are setting cache public, okay? Because we don't check for set cookie right now. And in the end, an edge proxy will get cache public, set cookie, and max age, okay? And this, so set cookie. This, if you read the spec, there is a cache public, the proxy may, and the spec says may in uppercase to say, you should not do that. But if you do it, it's not out of the spec, because this is conflicting cache public and set cookie. So you may interpret it as you wish. So to be explicit with relatively to the spec, then we should say no. We detected the set cookie, it will be a no cache. So there won't be any ambiguity with the spec interpretation. FC, whatever.
Does this mean that we also will not cache the response ourselves in the app cache?
Yes, but in this case, we already cached something. So the case is really all these at the same time. We have enabled caching authenticated request, okay? And the set cookie is set by a module, in this case, the form authentication. But we still detected there was a cached page. So we are serving a cached page. Okay. And on a fresh, if it was not cached, it would be served fresh, and we will store it, but we will not store the set cookie. So we will store it, but we will say no cache to the other clients.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's okay for us to cache it, it's okay for us to serve it from output cache, but it's not okay just to tell an intermediary cache that they should cache it.
Yes, because it's ambiguous and they will not know what to do. We know what to do. We know that we said our stack set the cookie and cache, and we know what to cache. They might cache the cookie, which is bad.
But
we are not caching the cookie.
And we're back to my initial question, which is this is really not to do with output cache, because it's okay for us to do the same thing. We just want to instruct the intermediate cache to do something different.
We give more context. So they can do what they want after. Then we give more context. The context we are giving from output cache.
Okay, so
well, outside of Orchard, we send two different conflicting information, cache and set cookie. This is conflicting, and they are allowed to do whatever they want, which is bad.
And the code that you change, is it only executed when we serve from something from the cache, or is it executed regardless?
Oh, maybe we didn't hear you, but
I'm sorry. The code that you changed.
Yep.
Does it execute only when we serve from cache, or does it execute always?
Always. Well, it always what when we serve from cache. If we serve from cache or we serve a live version, if there is a set cookie, we say no cache. And
okay, but if it's a URL that we don't even cache, then we don't have this problem.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And here the issue happens if you have caching authenticated requests, because then you can send conflicting auth cookie. ASP.NET auth cookie. So that's bad in terms of security. If it's not that, then something else than for auth, like any controller or any module, could render a set cookie, and we will still also send it and answer a cache page. So we will have the same conflicting cookie and cache public setting that we do in the output cache. Because output cache actually does two things, does two different things. It's serving and caching HTML content. It's also redefining the headers, caching headers, to inform the clients and the edge proxies what to do with this thing, to optimize it. So it's kind of two different concerns, but we handle it in the output cache module. And one filter. Maybe that should be separated. So that's something I think I will merge in one Tenix. So comments. Okay. That's it. And questions? Or I jump to Orchard 2. Another thing also, the Azure Media team is updating the PR. Orchard. Pull request media. So an old PR had started and never finished. Oh, you see, oh, there's a PR already? Oh my god, that was quick. You see this one updating Azure Media Players, wow, a year ago. So the idea was to update all the players Flash libraries for the for Azure Media, and what they are doing is another PR to do that actually with a brand new version, so they are trying to integrate a recipe in the Azure portal. Okay, they have their own image with their own recipe, so that when you say a new Azure Media site, you will get everything set up already to play with it. And I will check that. So they're working on that. Maybe we should also fix it, take it in 1.10x before we ship. There's a PR, we'll see if it's ready. Many changes. I haven't seen that, I'm just discovering it now. So we'll look at it. And the people who are interested into it. So that's just an update on what's going on. Then Orchard.Core, didn't I say close? Orchard.Core, I have it there. No, I will take this one. So the activity from last week, auxiliary basis, 7 days ago, media, on my side media, and I will show you the update. Response cache has been merged this morning. What else? Jean-Thierry, Nick, Kevin and Sergio. So Kevin and Sergio work has been merged like 10 minutes ago, which is the OpenID Connect module. Okay, merged OpenID Connect module. So that's good. What else do we have? Nick has been working on renaming stuff. We might want to talk about it later or offline, we'll see. Jean-Thierry has done something which is awesome. It works, it's magical. I'm sad I can't give you a demo, but I will explain you what it does now. So I have something here. So what is being working on is modularity and NuGet packages. So if I go there and there, test. So this is his branch. So he's got two branches. He's got a branch called packages and a sub branch called packages demo, which is just playing with the solution and removing all the modules and just using NuGet packages. So it's just a demo branch, but the interesting one and all the changes are in this packages branch, and there is a PR already. So the idea is that, so I have myself checked out this thing and created a pack.cmd, and this pack.cmd, I run it, and it's not finished completely. File, close folder. Okay, so this pack.cmd is going through all the core projects and calling the .NET on them, and going through all the modules. You see the modules, and calling .NET on them. And it's a standard .NET pack. There are no extra arguments. There is no specific new spec file. It's just pack this module in this folder. So in the end, in the artifact folders, I have all the core projects and the modules in diverse order, but we don't care. The goal is to put them on a MyGet feed or two different feeds, like for the core projects and for the modules. Let's call them galleries. And then what has been done is through different NuGet tricks and MS Build tricks, if I open, oh, not this one, but if I open a module, for instance, I don't have a module here. Oh, the modules haven't been packed. Maybe there was an issue. Ah, that's sad. Maybe I messed up with the project name. But if I open that, let me show you. Oh, it's already here. Build.modules. So it's a set of MS Build files which will be applied to all the packages automatically, just because the package is where it is, and will define the content files logic to export the views, the static assets and everything, and copy them when we publish, copy them when we reference them in the correct location. So this way everything is simple to build packages from a module. And what he has done in his demo branch is that, let me show you here. So he's created a project called Orchard Meta Module. The goal of this project is to reference all the modules for the CMS. Okay, it's just a package reference, meaning the modules have been packed and put onto a gallery. So this module is just a set of references to the packages for the CMS and to the project that are necessary. Okay, and I'm not even sure that we actually need that, but at least this is it. Goal being, and he managed to do it, and it works for him, because if you see in the history of that, he deleted all the modules from this branch. He also deleted all the projects, so he just gets a clean solution and a clean project, and it then references this package which has been published, and just by creating a new project, a new web application, referencing this project and calling the correct use modules and use CMS, everything, all the modules are copied locally, are deployed in the modules folder, in the themes folder. The DLLs are copied also locally. It just runs the web app and everything works. You get all the modules already there. So just by referencing the CMS meta module, like you could have your custom meta module which will reference all the packages you want. So it's for having a meta module package. It's also to show that you can just reference a module from your web app and it will be used if you are using the use modules from the Orchard library. So the modularity with NuGet works perfectly, and it's very simple to manage. Another advantage we have with that is Orchard is this set of packages. I will say even more, just 5 or 6 of them, and the rest is for CMS. So when we want to update Orchard and we ship a new version on NuGet, you open your solution, you say manage NuGet packages, you see there is a new NuGet version of either the meta package or specific packages you want. You just update them with NuGet and you rebuild and deploy, and you have the latest version. Okay. If there are breaking changes, then you will have to apply the changes on your projects, or there will be compilation errors, but at least it's just a NuGet thing to update the stuff. The main trick here is there is when you reference a NuGet module, it will put it in a packages folder, not in the modules folder, not in the themes folder, but in a packages folder. It has the same rules as the themes and the modules folder, but this folder contains immutable modules, stuff that comes from NuGet. So you should not change that. If you change the views in the packages folder, fine. But as soon as you will restore again NuGet, they will be overridden. Okay, they are NuGet packages. If you want to change these modules, then don't reference them as NuGet packages. Copy the source and put them in the modules and the themes folder as you want. The modules and the themes folder then for any Orchard app become the folders where you put your own projects. And if you want to reuse official or external modules and themes, then you use NuGet, and they will be put in the packages folder when you restore the NuGet packages. Okay? Questions?
Beautiful. Does this mean we could move out and no longer keep the Orchard modules in the web modules?
Exactly. Yes. The scenario is you open Visual Studio, file new project, web project, okay, standard one, empty project. You reference one package or multiple packages if you want. You hit F5. Well, when you reference the project, they will be restored, which means they will be put in the /packages. Hit F5, Orchard CMS works, Orchard SaaS works. If you want new modules of your own, you go back to your solution, you say add new project, a class library. You put them in a /modules folder or in a /themes folder. It is your own. Right now it's empty, okay? And you add your projects. And these ones will be added to your source code, to your Git repository. And not the packages folder, they will be Git ignored, okay? They're just NuGet packages. And then you want to deploy, right-click in Visual Studio, publish, and it will publish all the packages with all the static files, and all your modules and all their static files automatically. If you want to package your modules and your theme, you right-click on the project, you say .NET Pack, and you publish it on your gallery. And then you can also reuse your modules as NuGet packages in other projects, and so on. So you don't start a web project or a CMS project anymore with the Orchard solution. It's your own solution, your own project. We will have samples and or templates for the startup code to make it simpler, but it's just 5 lines of code. That's it. So that's the perfect scenario. And there is nothing to do in the new spec of the package or manual stuff. The only manual thing you have to do is when you build meta packages, because we need a custom build action on the NuGet reference for a module. But it's just when you create meta packages, like we will do for the CMS, like you could do for your own thing, like OneStop could create their own OneStop meta package that will reference only the modules they need for their site, and plus the other ones they want from their own development. And then when they create a new project, it's their own, and with only the modules they want. And when you publish, it's only what you want. That's beautiful.
So awesome. This is going to make things so much better. I noticed that this meta package module is still stored underneath modules in Orchard CMS Web, but it doesn't have to, right?
No, it's your package, so it won't be there. It's just Jean-Thierry who made it as part of his branch there. So yeah, don't worry. I was actually right now I was working on moving it away from there and calling it Orchard.cms, Orchard.core.cms. So you reference Orchard.core.cms and you get all the modules for the CMS.
Yep.
And if you don't like the set of modules for the Orchard.cms, that's fine. You can create your own, and people can create many of them, like lightweight CMS or whatever they want, and share it on NuGet or on MyGet, wherever they want. On their own gallery, it's fine. That will open many things.
Are we even going to have the web project as part of the code base anymore?
Yes, for development purpose. Like we have today, we have the web project, and we will reference also, I assume, the local projects, because they are so. Our solution has a web project, and all the projects are in the /module because this is our development. Then we publish for others to use our modules, but they won't have these modules in their /modules because this is not their own development. For them, it's packages. So yes, we'll still have a solution with everything in the modules folder, in the themes folder, just for development purpose of the Orchard and the Orchard CMS projects.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You mentioned MyGet. Why don't we just ship all of this stuff to NuGet.org?
So we are currently working with Alex Boscharoff with doing the migration to MyGet right now, or Adveyor, I don't know what he's doing, but he's integrating it in the CI so that every time now we have a PR, we push something, all the packages are available on MyGet. We will put them on NuGet once we actually ship something. NuGet is not here for CI reasons. It's for things that are shippable, like beta or testing beta, alpha, things like this. Not all the versions we have all the time. So we'll have both. MyGet for nightly builds and CI builds, And then once we ship the first beta, we will put them on NuGet.
Sounds good.
Questions? Oh, demos. I wanted to show you a demo of, of media. So all this work is done by Jean-Thierry. Nick is working on refactoring and renaming stuff and simplifying the story. And I'm working on media. Good team. We need more people in the team, please. Many things to do. Many interesting things to do. So let me start it. So what I will show you is this thing. This is an image token. This is not done work. This is ugly, and if I put that it's ugly in the commit log, so I won't show you why it's ugly, but it works. I will show you. It should be quick. So last week the demo was about showing how to drag and drop images, and you could see folders reflected from the file system. That was it. This week I was busy with many things, so I could not progress as much as I wanted, but I have the full folder and media management, not full, but you can create folders, rename folders, delete folders, so you can manage folders. You can select items, and you can inject the media into the bodies using a token, or anything that can use a token, because there is a token to generate the URL of an image, the raw URL of an image. I'll show you. Also, I tried so I published using .NET Publish, an Orchard project. It's just as simple as using .NET Publish. There is no custom command from Orchard. It took really like less than 30 seconds to publish something. It's much faster than what we have on Orchard 1. Fewer ceremony, because just about there is no trick to find the assets, or it's just copying stuff once and for all. It's very easy. So this is a thing, and what I did is in the About page, I injected some images from the media management. Okay, 2 images, and I will show you how. So /admin. So if I go to content media, I see the media management page. So this is the media folder. There it's empty. Why is it empty? Oh no, there is nothing in the root folder, but if you go into puppies, you get some puppies. If you go into corgis, it's special corgis for puppies. And you can select, it just shows you the image. Here I just display 2 things, the image name and the content item ID. Okay, it's ugly, but it's just to show that you can do stuff. You can create new folders by clicking on plus. I can call it kittens. Okay, it's there. I can expand it. There is nothing inside. I can select it. Now I also show that this is the selected one and it's open. If I go to pictures, I have kitten pictures, and I can take kittens and drag and drop. Now they are available as media item. Oh, that's weird. They don't show the content item ID in this case. Interesting. So that's a bug. So I can take the content item ID here. That's why I'm displaying it. Because now if I go to the content items, I see the images. I see the about page. I will edit the about page. And in the body, and I'm showing it as different ways. You see here I have 2 curly braces. I have 3 of them. This is very important. I will show you why. So here, if I inject image and the content item ID, I copied, paste as plain text. There is an issue here with this editor, is that it will add a space, so we need the integration with the toolbar. I will publish it, and if I go to the about page, it's removed from the cache, and this is my image. Okay, This is injected. And this is very fast because I did a hack. What's happening when we inject the image token? It will look for the first argument, which is a content item ID, and it will resolve the content manager, because it's content item, the media file store to get the URL. So it gets the content item from the content manager. It says, give me the content item with this ID. So there is a SQL query here to get the content item, unless it was already loaded by some other thing. Then once we have the image content item, we ask the file store to generate the public URL of this content item. Okay, and in this case, this file store is a file system. It's served by a static file provider, so it will generate a /media/ the folder. But every time we render an image, we have a query to get the content item, because it's a content item. So what I'm doing here is I'm caching the URL for the content item ID. Okay, it's ugly, but it prevents SQL queries. And it's very important for perf, because if I don't do that, every time you have a single query to the database, we can assume that we divide the RPS by 2. Without an image on this page, I will get more than 2,000 requests per second. If I had one image, I get 1,000 requests per second. If I had 2 images, I get 500 requests per second. So caching the image URL here is very important. And that's good, because we can have, I will implement a custom a custom service that will cache the URLs for media. And we will be able to invalidate the URL when the media has changed, so that will be fine. So we can safely cache. I have the scenarios written in some notes. But that's how it works. And I also worked on how to represent the image with a profile, meaning you want to inject, if you want to inject image with some parameters like width equals something and so on. Okay, these ones will be generated in a separate folder and will be also purged when they change. So the distinction between double curly braces and 3 curly braces is that double curly braces is the default one, which will encode the result. So whatever you return will be HTML encoded. When you use 3 of them, it won't be HTML encoded. It's raw HTML. This is why here we see the image tag encoded, so as text, and here it's rendered as HTML. So it's rendering the image tag itself. Okay, that's just for demo purposes. But yeah, that's progress. And perf isn't impacted unless you generate it the first time, and then after also there is the response cache if we want. It will be super fast. No worries about that. Questions? If I can stop that. What do we have here? I haven't looked at the chat for some time. Of the puppies. There has been some statistics that people tend to download more often the software if there is a puppy on the page than if there is not. So that's scientific. So we should have puppies on the Orchard homepage. We already talked about that, I'm sure. Other questions about puppies? Oh yes, topics. Antoine, I see Antoine typing and WinDev. Probably. Yeah, nobody knows WinDev, but we know as French people. Topics, discourse forum. Antoine has been working on creating a discourse forum. Question. Do we want a discourse forum? Have some pros and cons.
I would prefer it over Gitter, for example.
Pros? Well, why not? Cons. Yet another forum for Orchard. So today we have GitHub 4 issues. We have Gitter for chat. We have Stack Overflow for questions. But I can see that a forum is different, because forum we have it has search.
Don't we have the old Codex forums live still?
Yes, the code still works. I haven't been there for 2 years, so I don't know if people are still using it.
Me neither. But remember, we started trying to migrate that to Discourse a while back, and we never finished.
Nope. And actually, you remember I had the Discourse instance on my Azure account, and actually it's fun because I deleted this instance last week to clean everything. But .NET Foundation will host it if we want it, so that's why also I deleted it, because there was nothing on that. So Discourse forum. So my only concern is to have too many channels for communicating. At the same time, I understand that a forum is a different way of doing things and people might prefer it. So I just want to hear what you think.
Well, right now we have a couple of issues that are actually meant to be, forum topics of some sorts.
Yep.
But as we don't have Discourse or something like that, they are open as issues, so it would be useful for that.
Well, at the same time, when there are questions, we send them to Gitter and we close and we say, please no question on the issues, and they never complain about it. We could do it on please send to Discourse. So the issue with yet another forum is that it's diluting again how to communicate, and there are, well, I don't know, maybe there will be 3 posts per month on the forum and 3 days on Gitter. I don't know.
But I haven't been much in the Gitter room, but isn't the issue that things don't really get archived and searchable?
No, they are in Gitter. They are archived and searchable, but they are not threaded. There is no topic, so they are archived, but you don't use it to search information. Definitely. Right. That's why search here is good for Discourse. And it's yet another. So, and it's yet another thing to manage and to look at and to get notifications, which might be good. I mean, yeah, I don't mind. I have literally almost nothing to do to have Discourse working. The .NET Foundation will do that. Antoine will help them. I'm like, go. It's cheap. 3.
The difficulty before was that we wanted to migrate all the old stuff.
Yeah.
But
yes, but this it's been 2 years. I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's better to start. It's better to start fresh than not at all, I think.
The people should communicate and say, yes, we want a Discourse. No, I don't care. I won't go there. Because if there is no need for that, then we won't do that. If nobody wants that, okay? So I see 2 yeses. Are there the I don't care? If you don't care, please say it too, because it's as good as a +1. Oh, sorry. When you say I don't care, you mean if there is one, that's fine. If there is a, that's fine. Or do you mean even if there is one, I don't care about it. I won't go there. It's useless for me. Because if it's that, that's don't care. If there is one, good. So you see, Stack Overflow is kind of this is kind of Stack Overflow because you can search it. You can. Okay, if there is one, good. So that's not okay. I will not use it. Okay. So we'll try to make one. So I'll check with Antoine where he is right now and see if the .NET Foundation can do that and what we need to customize. Okay, good. Okay, other topics, questions? Media, packages, media, topics, and okay, 1 and 2 and 111. Okay. Done? Other questions? So everyone should say congratulations to Sergio for shipping OpenID into master of Orchard.2. Okay, thanks everyone. See you on... No, don't see you on Thursday. There is World Ball. I have a team event, sorry. So not see you on Thursday, but I will try to still... I merged one PR this morning, and I will review that. The other ones, I know there are some from Laser around localization and indexes, so I will review them. But no triage on Thursday, so see you next Tuesday. When do you switch to the summertime in Europe?
On Sunday. So next week it's going to be back to 9 p.m. Central European.
Yep, good. Thanks everyone. See you next week. Bye.